Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for some indie comic reviews, and for these indie comic reviews I'll be covering Kingspawn issue 48 as well as Rogue Sun issue 29. I'll now get things ready and organized for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So as we move into the first one, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? In some essence, I didn't feel like it did, to which I give it a 6 out of 10. But that's not to say that there have been some really good issues and also some really good covers that go well with the story. In this case, I felt like it missed the mark, and that's why it gets a 6 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we're following this particular stranger within the story. I think his name is Rudy or Hector, and it feels like we're actually beginning to move into a new story arc here, but it's not coming off very strong. So as we start to reach the middle of the story, we finally catch up with Spawn, who has made his appearance. And also we get to see some of the villains that are making their appearances too. Until last but not least, that Spawn actually lashes out against some of the people within the story. For the internal art, I give a 6.5 out of 10. Again, I don't think it really worked well with what they were trying to bring into the story, but that's alright. You might actually be someone who actually enjoys this issue. In this issue, it just really felt like it lost it a bit in the art. Next is the area of the story rating. Considering how far we are issue-wise, it must at least include comic book reference. And these are the categories that are covered. So time, location, and cast. So word, area, and comic book references? No. Next is time. No idea time-wise, no idea location-wise, because that's the next area. Next is the cast of characters, to which we had Spawn, Rudy, and Hector Whitey. The overall rating is a 6 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Rogue Sun 29. So as we start to move into Rogue Sun 29, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something inside the story? Certainly it does, because we have the re-emergence of what's happening in the sphere of the internal area of the Rogue Sun Sunstone, as well as some practicing happening with someone else who is also using a different type of sunstone, and they too seem to connect to this particular plane of sorts, and this is why I give the cover a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. So as the story begins, we get the return of the character known as Noxious, and we can see that one of his special abilities is that he's able to use certain fumes of sorts, which can also inflict like ailments with the person that it's affecting. As we start to approach the middle of the story, this is the area of the Sunstone Plane, and this is where we get to catch up with Marcus, as well as what's happening within the Sunstone, whilst one of the other characters is actually getting some training, who also has a Sunstone. As we move later on within the story, we get to see what the rest of the characters are doing. We still get to see what Dylan Bell is also doing too, and preparations for the next issue. So for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. Considering how far we are issue-wise, did this remember to include comic book references? No, it didn't. Next is the area of time. No, it didn't. Though I think it would help to include it a little bit more in the story from time to time. Next is the locations. So we have New Orleans, we have Inside the Sunstone, as well as the Crystal, what is it? The Crystal, I've written it badly, but something involving the crystals that also play a part as a type of prison, like for the characters, or for the villains that are captured. Next is the cast of characters consisting of Dylan, who is the rogue son. We also have Marcus, he's old man, so he's still showing up, but it's via the Sunstone. Next is Morningstar, Ori, Brock, and Noxious. For the overall rating, I give it a 7 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.